Let me read what some sources said. Heterosexual couples who creepily stalk apps like Tinder and Bumble soliciting women for their next threesome. Is that me? Is that what I do? Whew, it's hot. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Olives and Orgasms. Ali here. It has been a hot minute since I have been on here and filmed some content about sex or relationships. I've been in Brazil. I've been having a lot of fun filming different things. You need to give me a minute. I'm like schwitzing here. It's hot. Anyways, I've been wanting to film this video for a while now because I got such a nice message a few weeks ago from a girl. She's a friend, and yes, we also slept with her, but she's a really cool girl. Oh, I'm sorry if I keep flipping my hair over every 2 seconds because I'm hot. No AC here. Anyways, so I wanted to share it with you guys because to me, it was really, really special. And then it made me think about a few things, namely unicorn hunters and how they have such a bad rep. A few weeks ago, a friend of mine sent me a post on Instagram about unicorn hunters. So unicorn hunters, I looked it up on Urban Dictionary to see what they had to say. Like, I don't know who comes up with this shit. Usually married, again, is that a fact? Male plus female couple seeking out a third. They will insist the potential third must be a natal female and preferably young, pretty, bisexual, and interested in sex with both partners. By the time you've listed all of that, you're looking for a person that's so rare and highly sought after that you're looking for unicorns. And I love the example that they gave. It is so realistic. Advertisement. Where an M plus F couple looking for a third must be a cis female aged 18 to 25 years old, pretty, submissive, and unlikely to get attached. Bonus if she's willing to act as the unpaid babysitter and housekeeper. Please send picture and message and telling us why we should choose you. Person reading the ad. Okay, so you're a unicorn hunter. Sure, those girls are out there, but the chance of finding one is so low that you might as well be hunting for unicorns. I mean, I know this is Urban Dictionary and it's meant to be humoristic, but the funny part is the last part of the advertisement where it says, please send picture and message telling us why we should choose you. Because in my experience, it's the unicorn that does the choosing. It is absolutely not the couple. The unicorn has all the power. This is coming from someone who was a unicorn, and this is coming from a unicorn hunter, whatever you call it. The power is all in the other person. That's it. They have the power. They need to know why they should choose us. And we need to make a case for ourselves, being like, yes, we're a cool couple. We just want to hang out and have fun and have some fun sex and have some good conversation and chill and yada, 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 all that stuff. I didn't know what a unicorn hunter was up until like, I don't know, a couple of months ago. I saw it online somewhere and I said, oh my God, there's like a new term because they just have terms for everything now. And as I was reading, I was like, oh shit, these people have a really bad rap. Is that me? Are we unicorn hunters? Are we these, let me read what some sources said. Heterosexual couples who creepily stalk apps like Tinder and Bumble soliciting women for their next threesome. Is that me? Is that what I do? Made me reflect. But no, that's not it at all. And in this particular post, they talked yet again about how unicorn hunting is ethically wrong and blah, blah, blah. And I could understand some of the points that they brought up, such as, I have to write this down so I remember. Why is it problematic? Bisexual women and femmes are often non-consensually fetishized. That I understand, along with many other types of people that are also non-consensually fetishized. And the man in the couple typically feels less threatened by a woman / femme as opposed to another man because, well, sexism, homophobia, etc. That's why it's problematic. And then it says, can unicorn hunting be ethical? And it says, yes, well, kind of. And I don't like that well, kind of response because yes, it's just yes, it's not kind of, it's not a gray zone. It absolutely can. If all parties involved consent and expectations are clear, and that's it from the get-go. I mean, we're all adults here. Oh my God, I forgot the most important part. Okay. So let me read you the beautiful message that was sent to us that made me so happy. Are you ready? So just to give you context, I was just checking in with her, seeing how she was doing, how life was, yada, yada, yada. I tend to do that, because we create a bond, a friendship, and, we like to keep in touch. So she says, it's so funny that you wrote me. I don't have notifications for Instagram, but I was thinking of the two of you yesterday. It being Thanksgiving, I was writing down things I was grateful for, and meeting you and Gab was one of them. Oh, I mean, come on. I really appreciate the conversations that we had about bodies, relationships, sex, and everything else. I also could not have asked for a better first and second, in parentheses, experience. I really hit the jackpot with you too. Hands up, emojis. I mean, come on. Isn't that the sweetest thing ever? That touched my heart. And it just, struck a chord with this whole unicorn hunter thing, because whenever I see this online, and most of the conversation around it is negative, and that unicorn hunters are creepy and unicorn hunters are bad and they're morally and ethically wrong and they treat females like garbage and blah, 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 blah. Like, no, I'm like putting a stop to this there. We are not unicorn hunters. I think we should just abolish that term or come up with some new labels, because people love to come up with labels. So in a lot of definitions, they say that it's often used to refer to a straight presenting / heterosexual couple seeking out a bisexual woman. So no mention of the woman in the couple being bisexual and wanting to actively seek this out as well. But what is the label for a couple who the female is bisexual or even maybe bi-curious, seeking out a third? Is there a label for that? Tell me if there is. I don't know. Anyways. So another thing that was mentioned was that unicorns do exist. In this post, they said they do exist. They are humans with valid needs and desires, not just pawns for a couple's sexual fantasy. So I want to touch upon that too, because what about the couples? We don't get any love. We are also humans. We also have desires. We also deserve respect. We are also not just pawns to fulfill someone's fantasy of being desired by two people. So I think that's also really important to talk about, because there are some humans out there who fetishize being with a couple, who fetishize, that's how it's pronounced, right? Why can't I say this? Fetishize. I don't know how to say this word. Fetishize being desired by two people and being the center of attention and yada, yada, yada. I've been in one or two situations where we were with a female, and just let me be clear, we are always, well, me, because Gab's not really the one on the apps. I'm the one always initiating conversation and contact with our third. And in our bios and in conversations, always at the get-go, really straightforward with what we're looking for, that we are a couple. I am bisexual. I enjoy being with other women. Gab obviously enjoys being with two women. There's never any pressure. If she wants to play with both of us, she can. If she just wants to play with me, that's okay too. If she doesn't want to play with either of us, that's okay. Let's have a drink, let's chat, and maybe we'll become friends. But where was I going with this? Yes, so usually what we're looking for is a girl that we can develop a friendship with, not necessarily romantic, with some sex involved. Kind of like friends with benefits, but for couples. Like, why is that okay with single people, but not okay with couples? I don't know. There's probably a whole thing behind that, but either way. So we get together, we have fun, we go for dinners, we go on activities together. Sometimes there's sex, sometimes there's not. Like, we have successfully achieved this in some of our friendships, relationships, whatever you want to call it. We are a very giving couple. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I get slightly offended sometimes when we're with somebody and after, we've done the deed, she kind of gives us the cold shoulder. Again, it hasn't happened often. It's happened maybe once, I think. And there's just nothing there, and it's me. It's not really Gab that does the contacting, but, just thanking them for the great night, looking forward to seeing them again. I had so much fun when we talked about this, or when we did this, or it made me feel like this, and just like zero, nothing. And I'm just like, I have needs that need to be fulfilled too. Like, you're letting me down right now. You're not validating how I'm feeling about this experience. You're just kind of dropping me. And I don't think that's nice. It doesn't make me feel good. And then there's all the talk about the apps. So I did, a little research online looking for unicorn hunters, and there's a lot of stuff that came up, a lot of conversations about Tinder, unicorn hunters, and how on Tinder specifically, the woman side is just filled with couples. And it's creepy and it's disgusting for these couples to try and get lesbian women to sleep with them and blah, blah, blah. And I just want to make it clear that, I don't use Tinder or Bumble that much, or ever actually, as a couple. I've tried it for like a day and I just know, even going into it, that it wasn't going to work because I don't like the setup. I know those apps are made for single people only. But you guys, you haters there, you got to understand that there's no really good apps out there for us. There are, but they kind of suck. They're not that great. So, we do go there to look for connections, and, some people are successful. Just speaking for Gab and myself, I don't go on there trying to hunt for a lesbian woman, hoping that they'll kind of convert and like be our little sexual slave for the night. Like, that is not at all what I am looking for. I am looking for a bi-curious or a bisexual woman, or, even a lesbian. Like, if she's down and she's consenting for that and she's just like, you know what? You guys are cool. I'll sleep with her. He can watch, but her, I'd be like, sure, whatever, who cares? But I do not approach lesbian women if it says she's a lesbian, or it's clearly says in her bio, like, no couples. I absolutely respect that. I do not move forward with that at all. But you never know who you're going to meet on these things. And I can understand how it might be frustrating for those women or for, heterosexual females who aren't interested in that. But, we're just trying to make do with what we have. And it is hard to meet people who are looking for those kinds of things. And in my experience, I've had conversations with women online who would say, oh, I've never really thought about doing that before. Like, I've never been approached by a couple or a woman, or like, this is kind of interesting. And it kind of piqued their interest that way. So they weren't necessarily ever interested or had an idea of ever doing that. But because the opportunity presented itself, they were open enough to say, you know what, this sounds kind of cool. You guys sound kind of cool. Let's meet, let's try it. And I think that's a beautiful part about it. And since on Tinder and Bumble, there is so much talk about couples and so on, maybe the apps should listen to feedback and create, a filter or create a category for couples who are into those kinds of things. And I also want to mention that there was a lot of conversation circling around like creepy couples on Tinder who are, looking for girls to sexualize them and objectify them. Tinder has kind of a bad rap for just being a app. No, am I wrong? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. But what about the single heterosexual men or even women who are going on there just to find like their one night stand, just to find the photo of the girl with the biggest tits and the biggest ass to meet up that night to have sex and like never call her again or whatever? At least we're offering more of an experience than that. Respect, dinner, conversation. We're not expecting to just have a one night stand. Like, yeah, obviously if there's sex, that's great, but we are like a no pressure couple. That's some food for thought. So we shouldn't be condemned. Don't condemn us. And I know that there are creepy ass people out there, and even on my YouTube page, there are many people who have commented that I am one of the creepy ones, and you could call me creepy if you want. But I used to be a unicorn, and I know that there are a lot of men who are on these kind of apps pretending that their girlfriends are down for this, while the guys are just kind of looking to fulfill some kind of fantasy and don't ever intend on meeting the girl, or they pressure their girlfriend into doing this. Those are situations, those happen all the time. That's life, we have a whole world filled of different characters and behaviors and so on. But I would just like to get rid of this unicorn hunter term, or at least broaden it with other terms to classify. Oh my God, sorry. There's these huge hornets that always come into the house, and I'm scared they're going to sting me one day. Anyway, sorry. Where was I? Yeah, or we can find like a more inclusive label to label the couples who are doing this ethically, and to not make statements like, can unicorn hunting be ethical? Yes, well, kind of. Like that I don't accept. It absolutely can if all parties are clear and consenting. It's a firm yes, it can be. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just speaking for Gab and myself as a couple. And if you guys have anything to share, if you want to open my mind, if there's something I'm not understanding, if there's something I'm missing, please let me know. So I want to thank you guys all for listening today. Thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying this new content I'm trying out about my travels and food, etc. This is something that I've been working on daily. I have so much footage and I'm having a hard time keeping track of managing all my media. If you guys have any tips and tricks on how to manage this shit, please let me know. I need to learn. I am learning how to be more organized because I'm quite disorganized. If you guys want to follow me on Patreon, you can check the link to subscribe in the description below. I've been posting a little bit more on my feed every day. I've been adding some videos of some raw content. I've been adding some audio erotica of some of our experiences and having some fun with that. Can't wait to bring you guys all on more adventures with me. So merci beaucoup, obrigada, ciao.